Good morning, everyone. So this is the start of my, I think it's, what is it, week 18? Anne's week 18, I think it is. And it's paper piecing with the hexies. So I have already made some hexies because they take a while to make, but I just want to, Anne showed how to do it, but I'll just show it again. I have this little, it's a bit crooked, doesn't matter. I have this little hexie. I had bought the paper pieces from a shop in Sydney. I don't know where the rest are. So I have always kept one as my sample. And I've just cut it out of, this was the cover of a notepad. And so I've cut it out. And my hexies, I don't think they're quite as small as Anne's, but it doesn't matter. And I just use this pen and draw around it. So how is everyone? So I'll probably do this over a couple of days because they seem to take me a long time, and the videos, and so that way I can, do the bits in between that I need to do. That's not necessarily all on video, because otherwise we'll be here for hours and hours. I've got to find which way it went because it's not a perfect hexie. That'll do. And then I used to try and do it just by hand, like fold them over and hold it, but it's actually easier if you use your wonder clips, if you've got them, or paper clips, but wonder clips are good. And let me see, I had some more floating around. Maybe I don't. I must have put them, oh, that's very unlike me. I put them away. Okay, so I've got them in a tin here.
Forgot the scissors.
And put that one there. And where will I start? That's there. I'll start here. So you fold it over. Now my mum taught me to do this. She loves doing them. They're not my favourite things to do because I find them a bit fiddly, but I guess these little ones, but they do look good. So I'm not sure if I'll use this one in my piece, but we'll see. I'll show you the ones I've made in a minute. So just get your thread. I'm just using this crochet, vintage crochet thread. I use it, as you know, for everything. It's pretty, it's quite strong. So I think I'm going to start here. So you just fold them onto your cardboard piece. Put your knot in. I'm just going to tuck my knot under if I can. So I've got a big whopping knot there. And you just put a stitch over and catch it like that. Try not to stab yourself. Now I'm a lefty, you might go that way. I'm a lefty, so I'm going to go this way. And just fold in your edges and tuck it over and hold it down. And then you come in, I catch that and then catch the folded down bit. And see? And so then you hold it and then put another stitch in. They're actually not that bad to do if you're using wonder clips. They really do help. So I'm going to just take that wonder clip off, and now I've got to, see this thread that's coming over here like that, it holds it all down. That's what's happening here. So again, catch the other flap, and I'm calling them flaps, the fold, and then put a stitch in, and then do this one. Yes, they're not that bad to do, and get tangled, and see, it's holding it down, and then put a stitch in. I put the extra stitch in, I think Mum does too, just to make sure it holds. And then here I'm just going to come, I'm going to go directly onto this fold here and then back onto my previous one and catch that. And I've got a knot, need to get rid of the knot. That's better. And then this one I'm going to fold. How does that one want to go? Like that. And then catch it and then over. And so this is what you have. Okay. Right. So I think I'm going to stitch mine onto this old, I think it was the bottom of a skirt, an old piece that was the bottom of a skirt. It has that little sort of, has some eyelets and things. It's very pretty. It's just a cotton piece. So I'll get that. There we go. So there's my hexie. So that's how you'd make the hexies, and I know Anne showed it, so I didn't really need to show it, but I thought just to have a complete video. So this is what I'm going to use here. I'm going to take a piece of this. Now I might take this piece up here. Here's a tag. Yep. And I'm just going to eyeball it. I want to keep that bit, so I'm just going to cut it underneath. Okay, chuck that over there. It's good to have a chuck spot when you're doing things, so you can just chuck it. Get it out of your way. Okay, hopefully I'm on screen. So I always like to have, you know me, wrong way. Hello, Rachel. I like to have them, as you know, a little bit. There's the noisy car coming up the drive. I'm just going to cut that bit off. I don't like that bit. There we go. I kind of have mine overhanging, as you know. You just see the top of the tag. Sometimes I've done them smaller, but mostly they're overhanging. Okay, so that's my base. I'm just going to put a knot in that just in case. And then I thought, my thought was that I have these, I just printed these on. Remember I spoke to you guys about you can buy these, the fabrics for printers, for inkjet printers. Just look up fabric for inkjet printers, and that's a mouthful. And I had printed out a whole lot of flowers on it. And this one was the twill. It was quite expensive. It's not cheap, so I prefer to print on my, you know, old linens and hemps. You also get much nicer texture. I mean, this is very, that one's quite pretty. I might cut that one out. It's very, you know, pristine, if you know what I mean. And once you become used to the sort of old look, then you kind of, although I don't, you know me, I don't ink anything, because I do like the contrast between the old and the new. So, but they are very pristine looking. So that's a nice one too. So I thought, so Anne's thing was paper piecing, and then stitching over and making it look like a quilt. So I thought, why can't I put something like this to the side? Well, that one, I haven't tried that one. Let's try that one. And then I thought, I've got a few pieces here. I'm not even 100% sure if I like the colours. But anyway, I kind of kept them sort of plainer. And I was going to put them 3 down the side. I hadn't included that other one. I'm just going to... So I'm going to do my paper piecing before I do anything else. And maybe have that one up there. No, the green one. Because my hexies aren't perfect, they need to come up a bit. I was going to have 3 like that. But I had chosen the other image, so I might go back to the previous image. There's this. They're not perfect, so they don't necessarily match up exactly. I wanted to have that there. I see I could fit another one in, but I don't like the pink. Or do I like the pink? I do like the pink. There we go. And I could put that one down there maybe. So that's going to be my composition. But I think I preferred, can I get this out? That image there. Yeah, I do. I prefer that image. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So the first job is to get your head. You don't take your papers out. That one doesn't have a paper in it because that was left over from when I did my, what's it called? My strip, and I didn't keep the papers in them because I wasn't paper piecing them. So, so basically I've got this big knot here. I probably should do a quilter's knot, but anyway. So basically you go in the corner. I'm just going to go through the loop there and pull my knot over out of the way. Hello. And catch it. And so you're just catching the edge of the 2 threads. You're not going through the paper because it's cardstock. It's like not a heavy cardstock, but you know, maybe 160 GSM or 200. And you're just catching the I don't know if you can see, you're catching the paper, the fabrics, and you stitch them together. It's actually quite relaxing doing this bit. I like this bit. And then I'm going to knot it because I'm not attaching anything next to these. I'm attaching something on the bottom. So we'll end that off. And you open it up and see, voila. So now I'm going to attach the green one to the bottom of the pink one. It actually is quite fun. I take it back that I don't like making them. I'm quite enjoying this. So flip it over there and stitch it, and try and remember your order of things. Start at the corner. I'll cut that tail off afterwards if it's bothering me. And it's quite quick. I mean, this is a very teeny tiny project. Yep, so yeah, I mean, if you didn't have a printed fabric that you've printed, the other thing I was thinking of doing was if you had a lovely vintage fabric that had a pretty flower, you could have the flower there, which would be really nice, come to think of it. And I thought about it, and then I thought, oh, I'll just use that because I've got them sitting there and I haven't used it. So take that one off. I'll just cut that tail off because that'll be peekabooing out at us, and that one too. There, and then I'm going to attach the beige one, I think. Yes. I'll attach this one. So remember your composition. I'm just going to make sure that well, it's really going to be, yes, that's the right one. It looks like the right one to me. So you're just whip stitching them together. My gran used to make these, do these big ones. We used to have quilts. I don't know. I think they were sold in the garage sale, and Mum Sass and I totally regretted it. Or maybe she's got, no, I think Mum might still have some of them. She's got some boxes stored at my sister-in-law's sister's place. That's complex, isn't it? Because she's got a big property, and Mum lives in a small place, so she doesn't have everything with her. And she's pretty sure she's actually got some of those. I think she told me once. So I hope she does. Okay, so that goes there. And now I'm going to put this one in. So what you do, and I think that's pretty much going the right way. This one doesn't have its piece in, its paper in anymore, as I said before. So I'll just have to wing it. So put that, you stitch it here. All right, it helps if you put a knot at the end of your thread. And go ahead and do the same thing again. Like so. Now we've got to join it to the brown one as well, like that. So you then, this is why I think the papers come in handy, because they sort of hold it sort of stiff for you. Then you come here in the corner, and then I just come and catch it to the other corner as well. Just to make sure I closed up my corners, hopefully. Okay, so I need to stitch down these two sides together. Okay, and I think it's time for me to get a new thread. I'll get a long one because I need to stitch everything down. Okay, oh no, I didn't stitch it enough there. Just a sec, I didn't get my corner. I don't want to have that gaping hole there. So I'm just going to come in here. Silly Billy. Okay. That's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. And then I've got to do the same with this piece as well. So which two sides are going to, no, they don't fit properly. Because it's, as I said, it's not a perfect, that's it. So I think I'll stitch it to, maybe I'll stitch it to this one and then to that one. Oh no, no. So what you want it to be continuous. You don't want to stop and start. So I need to go on to the other one here. So flip it over there. I was going to put my knot in there and come back and do my stitch on the corner, so I don't have my knot peeking out all the time. Cut that little tail off. So you can actually get quite creative with these, with the paper piecing. You really can. You can, for example, which I know my sister's done before, is you can fussy cut, like get your hex. You can get these plastic hexies that are your template, and you have the, it's got the hexie hole in the center, like it's not solid, so that way you draw the inner and the outer, and then you've got your seam allowance as well. And with those, it allows you to sort of place them on a piece of fabric, and you can sort of fussy cut the hexie with a flower in the center or an embroidery in the center. So you can get quite creative with them, or you can actually embroider in the center of your hexies yourself as well. I thought about even doing raw edge hexies. I like doing those, but then I thought that's not paper piecing. So I thought I'd better do it the more traditional way and follow the prompt a little bit. Well, I am following the prompt, so we don't want any hexie police, do we? We do get the little police popping out every so often. Just make sure I've stitched those in the corner. And then at this point, when you finish stitching all your pieces together, you can then take your papers out. They just give it a bit more support. See, there's my paper pieced bit. Now this is a bit fiddly. You've got to get one bit out, and then you're going to have to jiggle it back into shape because it's going to go out of shape. That's that very old piece of quilt that I used last week. This is I think this is a Liberty fabric. Just got to get one corner out. Two corners out really, and then it comes out. And then if it's, yeah, I can reuse those, so I'm not going to throw those out. Yeah, make sure you've got enough seam allowance. Some of mine I didn't have enough seam allowance. It's a bit annoying. But if it's too big, then you won't be able to get your paper pieces out, because see how quickly that one came out. That one doesn't have one. Oh, it's not too bad. And then you would iron it. I probably won't iron it because you know me. I do have my little iron. I haven't used it yet. I could iron it, but I haven't used it yet. And there we go. So that's that, and that's going to go on there. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this down. So I'll do that quickly. Do I have any pins? Any pins available? I do. I might pin it just so it doesn't jiggle about and go all crooked, or any more crooked than it might already be. I'm just going to quickly whip stitch because we're going to be sort of like quilting it. Just again double checking that I'm not pulling it too tight. We do get tangled a bit in these little pieces. As I said in my previous video, I always have a moment of panic. When I watch Anne's videos, I have a moment of panic. What am I going to do? It's just bizarre. But I don't normally watch it straight away. I normally watch it, you know, the next day or something. So, and in the like maybe in the morning, so it doesn't interfere with my sleep. But it did this time. You can fast forward this bit if you like. I probably should have paused the video. Go over the top. Don't want to go too close to the edge of the fabric because you don't want it to fray. You have to do quite big stitches, but I like the look of the stitches. And I probably won't bother going down there, or will I? Oh, I might, just in case I don't have any stitches. I'll just do some little stitches to hold it in place. Okay, nearly there. I just wanted to show you how I'm going to put the hexies on. It's the same thing, but I thought you might like to see it. Let's grab another piece. Okay, so these, I want to put them about there, I think. So I'll just pin them in place. It looks about right. And I wondered if I wanted, did I want possibly a little piece of the reverse side of the lace. I quite like it on a hexie. Anyway, I'll stitch them down. I just want to show you quickly how I stitch them down, and then I'll do it off camera. So I think I'll start here. It's just the same thing, but I'm just gonna, the only thing I want to say is I'm gonna try and be careful just when I stitch them on, just to catch the edge so that you can't really see it. So just catching the edge and stitching it to the background paper. I was going to say paper, but it's fabric. Okay, and then this one, obviously, I'll go to the corner here, if I can, because it's quite thick there where the join of the little edging there was on the fabric. And then this one I'm going to have to go, because I don't have any fabric there to stitch it to. I'm just going to do little teeny tiny stitches through the hexie till I get to that edge over there. And then do the same. And then I'll go through that one. I'll do the same all up that side. Just catching it as I go. Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish doing that, and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've stitched it all down, and it's the quilting part now, and then I've got another thing I'm going to be doing. So I just want to show you, I'm going to use this beautiful Madeira. I think my aunt gave me it. I think it's a silk. I'm only going to use 2 strands. I don't want my quilting cantha sort of borrow stitch to be the focal point. I just wanted to make it look like a quilt. So I'm using 2 strands. Don't know if I can thread this needle with that. I'll have to get another one. It's got a very fine eye. I just found it in the bottom of my box. I don't even know what size it is, so I'll just get a different one. That one's no good. This one I'll use. And I'm going to do my quilter's knot, tail down the end, wrap it around a few times, and then just pull it down the thread. Okay, I've got a long tail there. Just snip that off. And I am going to just start it and show you, and then I'll do it off camera. So this is really, you usually use, I can't remember whether I think you use a shortest needle for quilting, but I'm just going to do that all on most of the tag. I won't go over the flower part, that's all, but I will do all around it. It's just all going to be quilted. So I'm kind of wiggling my needle up and down and pushing, really pushing the fabric onto it. Doing little stitches. So I just do 1 or 2 rows, and then I'll continue off camera. To get the quilty look. I'm not going to do them too close together, I don't think, because, as I said, I've got some other plans. So you're sort of jabbing your needle up and down and pushing with your thumb on your other hand. It's not very thick, so it's fairly easy. Pushing the fabric on. Yeah, I like that. And then just always make sure you sort of readjust, make sure it's not pulling, you know, bunching up or anything like that. That's going to go down there. That's perfect. And then I'll come up and do the next row. See? Cute. So I'll go ahead and finish that off, and then I will be back with my next plant. See you soon. Good morning, everyone. I'm back again. So it's a different day, and I have just done the running stitch, the canthus stitch, borrow stitch, quilting stitch, whatever you like, all over my piece, and I added just the little bunny, stamped bunny, and I've cut out around it. I'm going to put a little bit of a little grassy sort of garden down here. I'm getting my video done early, getting it finished, I should say. So I'm going to take some of, I'll do a couple of greens. I might, oh, maybe I'll use my variegated green one. Just a minute. What do I have here in my, oh, this one. I'm going to use this one. This is a Steph Francis Perle cotton. So I think I'll use that. Oh, I've got a piece there, so we'll finish that piece off. Actually, I'll have to start on the green end, I think. Okay. I've got a tea here. I might just knock that all over everything. That would be great. Okay, so let's just put some wispy grass around here. So it's fun to do this with a variegated cotton because you get all different colours really easily. Little one in there. And now I'm just going to end that off because I don't want to waste it. I might be able to get all my grass done with the one thread. Although it's not looking that long to me, but we will try. No, I think I'll probably need another one. Yep, I'm going to end that off and get another piece. So I want it to be a little bit thicker than that. Right. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, that'll do. I'm just going to come in here already and put some more blades of whatever. Okay. Right, so we don't need that. I'm not going to use that. I'm thinking I might embroider a little bit on the printed piece as well. I'm still toing and froing about that. So I want to put just some little berries there. I'm just thinking what kind of colour. Oh, this colour. This will be pretty. It's in the colours. Looks like a Perle 5, this one. Could be, I don't know. Probably won't thread into that needle. I don't think I have my other needles in here because I think Lulu did a bit of stitching the other day and I can't remember if she gave them back to me or not. So we're just going to do a few little, or French knots or colonial knots. Let's just have a look. I might just do French knots. Just do 3 wraps so they're nice and big so they stand out. We're going to get all kinds of colours happening here. And I'm just going to do them in random spots. And there's bits of green in this thread, so some of them will blend in, but that's okay. And maybe put another one up there. I thought about doing something all the way up there, but then I thought, no, I've got a little bunny here. It can be standing in the field. I am actually enjoying this quite a lot, this tag. I might do some with 2 wraps, some with 3 wraps, so they're all different sizes. Okay. Get the twists out, okay. Sorry if that made it go blurry. Am I blurry now? No. Two. So you get all these pretty colours going with one thread. And one more. Okay, so put that there. And then I was wondering, I think I might like just to do a little bit, I might use this, again, this variegated thread here. I'm going to just do a little bit of embroidery on there, and then I'll decide if I want to do any. I'll use this in the darker bits if I want to do any of the greenery. think I'll start up here. I don't need a lot of stitching, just a little bit because it's quite small. I might even just put one stitch. This is thick enough for it to be one stitch. So Madame is at school. She hasn't been to school all week. She wasn't very well over the weekend. So on Monday there was like a couple of teachers missing, and so she actually didn't miss out on much, so I kept her home. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I'm going to come in possibly, or with maybe with an even lighter colour. Up here, I can see a few bits there to fill in. So just putting in random stitches. And look at that, we only needed one thread. Okay. But I do want to add a few more colours. So I'm not going to use this thread again. Let me just see. Unless, oh, I've got some darker there. No, I'm going to come in with another thread. I've got it over here. Something like this one. I'm just going to use 2 strands. No, 3 strands I'm going to use. That'll bring me to more or less the thickness of the perlé. Oh, and then I might use a bit of this green here. That's a DMC. There's a tiny bit of purple up here. So enjoyable. It's really very relaxing, and it's so nice because it's just so random. Like you don't have to. I'm not doing anything that's perfect. Just I want it to be random. Right, just add one in there that's not there. I'm going to add another. Yeah. Okay. Put that away. Okay, so this one, 94 is the colour if they haven't changed it. Oh, these things just break. They're pretty old. I've got 3 strands. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit up here, just random little stitches. Sort of coming down, just following the shape of the I don't know what you call it, the flower, the pod. I don't know, it's not a pod. I don't know what you call it. The top of the flower. I'm just doing sort of loose stitching. I don't want to have it really sort of thick and dense. Okay, maybe one more. Even down the center here. So then I need to do the stem. I think I need to change color. I need a darker color. Put that over there. Maybe something like this one. I'm going to do like a split sort of stitch sort of thing. So I'm going to come up here. I might even just put a little stitch in there. No, just back stitch, I think. Okay, have a sip of tea. And I think when I printed these flowers, I think I printed 9 to a page. I think I did. So it's the perfect size for this. I wasn't planning on embroidering all of this, but I don't know if I should or not. Maybe just a few, I'll say that and I'll end up doing all the leaves. I'm just going to put some random, just stitches over the printed bit there. And I might do that one and that one, I think. Let's see what happens. I'll change colour. pretty colours. Okay, and I'll choose something like, not that one, this one. This one's 2 strands, I'll just use that. So that's a bit of a broader leaf there, so I'm going to put 2 stitches in there just to fill it. Just to give it a bit of shape, just a couple of stitches. One longer and one shorter. And I'll do that one there, I think. And I'll leave that one, or will I do? Yeah, I think I'll do that one. Might even choose a slightly different colour. Don't know if I should do that one or not. Maybe I will. Might use that colour. Here I've got 3 strands. I'm just going to use them. Now I kind of feel like I need to do that one as well. I think I'll just do it the same colour as this one. So you almost can't even really see that it's printed on, except for bits here and there, little bits here and there. It's mostly been embroidered over. Nice way to have an instant flower to embroider without having to draw it. Okay, I think we're done. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's my paper piecing hexie tag. Okay, now I need to glue, I think I made everybody nervous. I made myself nervous gluing on my mat. So let's move the mat out of the way. Be a good girl. And we'll glue here. Right. Oh, I like that. There's my little tag for the week. So I got my paper piecing and then I stitched over it. And we've done a bit of embroidery and a little bunny. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll put some close-ups so you can see all the details at the end. And I didn't totally cover all of the printed, but most of it, yeah. So there we go. I could have embroidered around the bunny, but I quite like the contrast with the stamping. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you are having a great day. I'll join these two videos together and see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye.